Welcome back. Charlie Kirk never worked in the Trump White House, first term or second term. He didn't need to. He had a lot of connections, spoke with the president frequently, interacted with members of the president's family and his larger political operation, and he influenced things from rhetoric to personnel. Earlier today, I spoke with former White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Harrison Fields. Here's that conversation. Harrison, a lot of my audience is just getting to get a sense of who Charlie Kirk was. From your vantage point and within the vantage point of the Trump White House, how would you describe his influence and role?
Massive. But beyond the influence, behind the Charlie Kirk conservative activist, we got to boil it down to something more pure, something that you are, that I am, a father, a husband, an American, someone that loved his country, someone who decided to, instead of just talk behind a microphone, decided to do something brave with courage. He said, I'm going to go into the belly of the beast and talk to people that disagree with me. That seems like a foreign concept now, but that's who Charlie Kirk was. And above all the things I just mentioned, he was a Christian. He was a man of deep and profound faith. I was talking earlier today, and I said, you would go to a Turning Point event, you would go in trying to maybe become a conservative, and you left a conservative and also a Christian, because he made sure he spoke about his faith. He was an unapologetic Christian, something that in this day and age, so many people are moving away from. It's taboo to talk about Christianity. It's taboo to talk about Jesus. And he said, no. First and foremost, I'm a Christian. And then what did he do to push younger generations? Get married, have children. I'm a young dad. My daughter's about to be 1. I got married about the same time Charlie got married. This is what it's all about. And at his foundation, he said, take away all the accolades. Take away it all. My most important treasure in life is being a dad and a husband. That's who Charlie Kirk was.
And when you said the word massive in terms of his influence, articulate that for me in a way that goes beyond that adjective.
Yeah. This last election, we saw what we were able to do when it comes to the younger generations, especially younger men. I come from a mixed bag of friends, extremely progressive, extremely conservative, some that are just don't care about politics. The people in the middle used to send me Charlie Kirk's videos. Wow. Do you know this guy? What do you think? This is great. He changed my friends' minds after years of my attempts of trying to change their minds. All they needed to do was listen to Charlie Kirk. He had a level of passion, of honesty and conviction in his words that it didn't take Harrison Fields to let my friends know what the conservative message was. It took Charlie Kirk. And he took that, that method, that way of executing the conservative agenda to millions of people. Undoubtedly, the president talked about it too. He helped the president get back into the White House. Look at Arizona. Look at what he was doing. And look at what he was prepared to do. This was one stop, the first stop of many of this cycle of college tours. And because of his impact, they don't kill people that don't have an impact. Because of his impact, because of what the other side, and I'm not speaking directly to the Democratic Party, but for the sinister demonic people on the of the other side, let's just say it that way, they knew he was a threat, and they took him out. And we're worse for it as a country.
Are you saying that specifically or generally? They, Democratic Party, demonic people? Because we don't know anything or very much about the perpetrator.
Right. But the thing about it, and this is why I like having on the conversations, I appreciate you having me on, we've got to be real about what this moment is. You have someone that doesn't espouse the values of Charlie Kirk. Let's just be real. This is not a conservative who committed this crime. It would be a disservice to the viewers for me to come here and try to be like, well, we don't know the facts. That is true. We don't know the facts. But one thing we can say, this person didn't like Charlie Kirk. This person wasn't a conservative. This person probably wasn't a Christian. He hated everything Charlie Kirk stood for. That is a problem. We should be able to engage in dialogue like the one we're having now without feeling like that could be a death sentence. Listen, like I said earlier, I have a 1-year-old, almost 1-year-old. She doesn't know what her dad does. I have a somewhat public platform. Right. Going to work every single day, leaving CBS after here should not be a death sentence.
No, it should not.
Because of my conservative views.
For you or for me.
Or you. And we need to get back to a place in America where we can disagree. Listen, my sister is completely opposite of me.
Politically.
Politically. Bernie, She wants Zohran Mamdani to get elected in New York City. And I'm the complete opposite. But when I look at this, and why can't
and
we
you're
just...
still a cohesive family.
Still a cohesive family. And the point I was about to make is, why can't we just make it the Thanksgiving dinner table? It's messy. It gets complicated. Someone may get up out of the table, but at the end of the day, you're around the family table. Why can't we get back to that family table of the United States of America, where Uncle Bob is going to be very different than Aunt Karen, and my mom is going to be very different than her siblings. But at the end of the day, we all share the same identity, the same blood, which is red, white, and blue. We need to get back there.
Harrison Fields, I appreciate you coming in very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.